women don't like being approached in public. That is categorically untrue. If that were true, there wouldn't be entire film genres dedicated to rom-coms and the classic trope of the cute run-in, and there wouldn't be entire algorithms dedicated to like meet cutes in the wild. Be kind, be respectful, and if they're not interested in you, it's not personal. Maybe they have a boyfriend, maybe they have a lot going on in life, maybe they're just not interested, and that's okay. But I think we're all craving real world interactions versus just dating apps, and I think it's really cool when people have the courage to just go up and say hi and offer connection.
Question for the men. Why is it that men no longer approach women in public? Because I feel like back in the 90s and early 2000s, it was so common for men to just walk up to women, have a nice little conversation, or like even ask them out on a date or something like that. But that doesn't seem to happen anymore, like at all. But yeah, why is that? I don't really get it.
It's the fact that on all of these like videos about me wanting a man and like wanting to be pursued and trying to find a husband, I always tend to get comments saying that I need to lose weight, that I need to do XYZ to my body in order to find a man. And the horrible part about that is that I feel like I've worked and worked and worked, and I don't think I'll ever be good enough to their standards. And unfortunately, even though I feel like I am a very confident person, and I have worked on my confidence a lot throughout the last few years, I still feel like they're right. And I hate that. I don't want to believe that to be true. And I know there are plenty of people who look like me who are in loving relationships. But every once in a while I think, what if they are right? And yeah, sure, I guess my prospects would be higher if I looked like a stereotypical pretty girl, thin, dainty, what have you. But I don't want to believe them. And it's not like I'm not working on myself. And it's not that I don't have a lot to offer. And that's another thing people say all the time, like, oh, you're looking for a man that has this, this, and this, but what do you have to offer? What do you have to bring to the table? I don't know. I'm just frustrated, and I don't want to believe that they're right. Yeah.
I mean, you feel sorry for people like this, but then honestly, I would ask, what do your standards look like? Because there's a lot of women that get on here and they talk about their standards, and first they begin talking about how lonely they are and how people won't give them a chance, and then they start talking about their standards. Oh, I ain't gonna accept this and I ain't gonna accept that. And that'd be, you go on their profile, that'd be 2 or 3 videos down the way. How they was just talking trash about, I can live without a man, I don't need no man. So what are your actual standards? How are you treating people in society? I'm sure you're nice and you're nice to your friends and everybody else, but how are you treating a man? How are you presenting yourself to a man? If a man only knew, I would be good to him. But he judging you based off of your TikTok video where you said, I'm not accepting anything less than 6 figures, 6-pack. I'm not saying that's you, but that's what I am saying. That's what I'm asking. What do your standards look like? Because we can make these videos all day long, but then let's look at what you're actually looking for.
What I find funny is when men get upset when you're like, oh, women shouldn't approach men. Realistically speaking, for a strong personality person, like, I'll speak for myself. I have a very strong personality. If I am with a person who is afraid of me to the point that they can't approach me and say hello, I can't be with that person. I will walk all over them. I very well need someone who has a backbone, certainly enough of a backbone to be able to come face to face with me and have a conversation. if you are going after a woman who is a strong personality, she is not going to want a mousy man. And I don't know why that's a hard thing to understand. Like, you want, like, a strong, assertive, dominant man. And that's what it is.
How do you feel about a guy approaching you out in public?
I get really pissed off. Pissed. I'm like, oh, do I look cute today? I'm mad.
I'm mad about it. How dare you?
How dare them?
Compliment me with an approach.
That's what's funny is guys thinking that girls don't want them to approach them. Like, yeah, I'm really pissed off. You think I look hot today. Pissed about it.
Do women want to be approached by men?
Yes, please. I'm so fucking tired of that.
A lot of guys think that women only care about looks. They don't care about confidence at all.
That's not true.
It's not true, right?
That's not true. Just don't be creepy. Yeah. Don't be creepy. Just say like, hey, like you look good.
But if a guy's ugly and has confidence, does that make him creepy?
No. But if they're like lingering around and being a weirdo, yeah, that makes them weird.
Girls want to be approached at the bar. It's 2025. Like, let's get back to the scheduled program of like approaching girls at the bar, especially if they're looking at you or smiling at you. That's why we're there. That's why y'all are there, right? As a girl, like the second you walk into the bar, you're scoping it out. I'm at the bar because I want to be social. I want to talk to people. I do want to be approached. Like, if I make like a little bit of eye contact with you, I'm not standing there like this with like, if I'm like at a fucking table like this talking with my friends, like don't approach me. But if I'm standing up at the fucking bar, I just have my one friend that I'm talking to, please come and make a fucking move. Literally, especially if I'm like looking at you. It's like the easiest in. Also, I think guys need to get rid of this mindset of that like, oh, the girl's like standing next to me at the bar and she's talking to me at the bar. She wants me to buy her a drink. No, I actually don't care about the drink. That's just me trying to talk to you. Yeah. Me trying to be in your area when you're not around your friends. Yes, that's not a thing.
I feel like they said in one of their other videos that they don't want to be approached at the bar. Like they're not taking somebody seriously if the person approaches them at the bar. Talking out of both sides of your mouth.
This answer from men honestly shocked me. When I asked why they no longer approach women in public, the top response was, why would I risk face-to-face rejection when I can just swipe online? And the way they said it, like rejection is so horrible, it's not even worth the effort of approaching a woman you find attractive. It makes me wonder, are online dating apps making people afraid of real connection or just way too comfortable with avoiding it?
Do women want to be approached by men?
Yes. Sometimes. Honestly, sometimes. It depends on if they think they're attractive or not. But, you know, that's just the honest answer.
Does the occasion matter? Like if you're at the bar or if you're just in public? Or?
Yeah, honestly, like if you're out with your family, like, no, that's okay. But like if you're at the bar, yeah, just do it. Just go for it.
They only want attractive men to approach them. No, we want the ugly, out-of-shape man to approach us.
You're a creep if you approach the girls. Look, I get it. There is so much stuff on social media nowadays of all these girls saying, don't approach us. We don't want you to come talk to us. Oh my gosh, get away. You're a creep. No, only come approach us if you do this one thing. I understand, but I speak for real women. Women who are high value women in their feminine energy are the real women who are really wanting to grow and soften in their feminine energy. There are so many incredible women out there, but they're not the girls that are sitting on social media calling you men creeps. When you live your life thinking that if you approach a woman and she's going to call you a creep, that's when you're going to attract that into your life. You have to open your mindset and understand there are so many wonderful women all around you. Now, discernment plays a huge part in this, but discernment is something that you build. Is she giving you eye contact? Has she smiled back at you? You've got to take action. You have to start smiling and waving, seeing if she is receptive towards that. If you smile and wave at a woman and she looks at you like, that means she's not a real woman that wants to talk to you. But it's all about how you truly feel about yourself. If you think that you are going to be trashed on by other girls, then yes, you are going to have that experience. Real women want to be approached. They are looking for great men out there, and it's not about his physical appearance. It's not about how much money he has in the bank, and it's not about how tall he is. It's about who he is at the core, and is he a respectful man that matches her energy and makes her feel emotionally safe.
a man who approaches a woman has balls. A lot of women can see that and they appreciate that. They're like, oh my God, he has confidence.
The right women. Yeah.
Well, exactly. Most women, I think, literally see that and they're like, this man has confidence.
Yeah.
This man is like
Very
approaching
appealing.
me, appealing. It's already appealing.
I told this guy the other night, because he was like not talking to this girl, and I was like, just do it. He goes, should I wait until they're done talking? I'm like, always interrupt them. Always interrupt them. I was like, they are talking because you haven't approached them yet. They're literally filling in the space of time until someone approaches them.
They're not going to just sit there in
Yeah, what are they
silence.
gonna? I hope he talks to me. Are you kidding? Always interrupt them. I was like, these girls are out. I was like, why would they leave the house today if it wasn't to be hit on?
Eventually, I will be a mother, and probably to a son. And as a woman, I feel like we should be nicer to guys. When they approach you and they cold approach you, which is really hard and vulnerable to do, I feel like we should let them down gentler. Let's not cancel them right away when they do that, okay? Even if it's someone that you don't find attractive, just be nice. Just be like, okay, well, thank you for the offer, but XYZ, you know? It sucks that men are so afraid to approach people because they're so afraid of getting canceled, and that just shouldn't be right. That should not be the society, bro. Like, we're supposed to interact with people. We're supposed to get rejected. It's literally a numbers game. We're supposed to meet people. I think everyone should just get off their high horses, just be nice to people, be honest, reject them if you don't like them, but at least we shouldn't be afraid to try. I know it's a trend to hate men, but at the end of the day, we're going to be coupled up with them and they're going to be the fathers of our children, so it's important to be mindful of that. They are still our other half, so I think we should just give it a little bit of grace. Obviously not one size fits all. I don't have the solution for that. I'm not God, and some people do need a little bit of a stronger approach to say no. But if someone's being nice and just complimenting you, just take it. Just take it, okay? Who cares?
And this is the type of self-awareness that we need. Somebody in the comments says, I fear the women who needed to hear this already scrolled. Yeah, they did. They don't want to take accountability. This is the type of accountability we need. This is the type of forward thinking we need. Critical thinking we need. Think into the future about how people are going to treat your son. You're not going to want that. Each and every woman. I want my son to treat a woman nicely. I'm going to teach him how to do that. But he's not going to be a pushover. She's not going to come in here. And I know your tricks because I'm a woman. You're not going to come in here on my son, take all this stuff, move in here on him, and try to use him and then take his mental away from him. I'm not going to let you do that. Once again, this is the type of critical thought we need.
I don't know what man needs to hear this, but you need to get off of Hinge. You need to get off of like dating apps. These dating apps are lying to you. They're pushing an algorithm that makes it seem like these girls don't want you or whoever doesn't want you. That is not true. You are worthy. You are attractive. Somebody out there wants you. There's like 7,000 people out there just for you. Okay? These apps are lying to you. They're fake as shit and they just want your money. It's literally a big CEO man who thinks he's hotter than you, smarter than you, and richer than you, and better than you. And he's making money off of hoping that you think you're a loser and that you get no bitches. I hope you know that. Please look inward. Fuck these apps. Go outside. Do what you love, and you're going to find your partner right there. I promise you. And the bright side is, they'll enjoy what you enjoy. I need you guys to go to the comments of my TikTok, of this TikTok. I need y'all to read through it because I posted about this, but like, you guys need to find hobbies. You need to make third spaces. You need to hang out with friends that are women or like the opposite sex or like just other people. You need to interact with women on a normal, regular basis and make them feel safe in your presence. We don't want to be approached in public randomly anymore. We don't. I don't feel like I want to have to perform and be nice and have to like say no in a gentle way just so a guy won't kill me or follow me in public in a space where I was just trying to have fun. Yeah, like, we don't want to be approached in public. We want you guys to, like, act like normal people, like our dads, or our brothers, or our uncles, or really, like, any man who's not pursuing us like objects, or with an unsafe intention. Just interact. Literally, join a co-ed softball team. Join a co-ed soccer team. Go to a cafe regularly. Take a cooking class. There's a lot of places that you can meet people in a normal setting and be able to interact with them and show who you are as a person without it being like, hi, my name is, I think you're attractive. Let's see if we have anything in common. See how that's a little different? That's about the same as a dating app.
And do women want to be approached by men?
Yes, they do. They want to feel, you know,
And a lot of guys seem to think that women don't want to be approached by men unless they're attractive. What do you think about that?
Oh yeah, that's just not true. I mean, if you have a good personality, if you have the confidence, like go right up to a girl and you have aura automatically, like you're in.
And last but definitely not least, does confidence matter more in a guy or does looks matter more in a guy?
Confidence. Confidence is key.
Girls can approach other girls very easily, but like, how often does the opposite gender approach you?
Probably like 1 out of 10 times.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Not very often.
Really?
Not very often.
Do you think it's because like you're not very approachable, or what do you think the
I'm
reason?
sure I have RBF.
RBF.
Some of these women know they're a problem, dude. They know they have that look on their face, and some of them don't even mean to do it, but that's why you have to be aware of your surroundings. You have to be aware of what's going on with you, with everybody around you, so you can say, oh, let me correct my posture. Let me correct my face. Let me wipe that silly look off my face. Why is nobody approaching me? I know you're nervous. I understand that. But you have to understand that men are nervous too. They're looking to approach. They just need a little assistance. All you really have to do is, you don't have to put a weird smile on your face, smiling like a clown or something like that. Don't do that. But just, just a normal, natural look. Just looking around, just enjoying, just taking everything in. That's really what you need to be doing. And if you guys catch, it's going to happen to where he looks at you, you look at him, y'all catch each other's eyes. All right, that was one time. I'm looking, he's looking, maybe 2 or 3 times. And then if he doesn't come over, you might wave. Or you might turn to your girl, hey, what do I do? He's looking at me. Whatever it is, I need women to start thinking just as much as they want the men to think. So many times we have women that get lazy. They're intellectually lazy. They get out there talking about how they're a boss babe. Well, be a boss babe in the marriage. Be a boss babe in the relationship. Be a boss babe when dating. Well, I get in there. I'm a boss babe. I figure out solutions. I help my clients do X, Y, and Z. Think of the man as your client in some ways. How can I help him get what he wants? He wants me. I really want him. How do we both get what we want? What's in it for me? What's in it for him? How can I show him I'm open for business? And I know it sounds like, oh, I'm open for business, like I'm for the streets. I'm just using that as an analogy. Hey, I'm open. I'm available. I'm looking at you. How do I do that without coming off as desperate? You can go to the bar, wherever he is. You can say, hello. I saw you looking at me. Oh, yeah, no. Yeah, I saw you looking at me. Well, you like what you see? Oh, you know. So watch him get nervous. No, I'm just messing with you. My name is Vicky. Hi, Vicky. My name is Tim. So I wanted to come over and talk to you and, just introduce myself. And, if you're interested, I'll be around. Oh, okay. And let him have it. Let him take it. If he don't come over, okay. Well, I did more than enough. I shot my shot. But, if you don't want to, then, oh, well. I need you to start doing more. I need you to start, especially in this environment, thinking, how can I engage non-verbally with the man versus two like quick looks. Y'all got to stop being scared like y'all don't want the man to be scared.
I see girls commenting saying that they would love to be approached by a man, and I just want to say I don't believe you.
Oh, I believe women want to be approached. Oh, 100%. Women aren't lying that they want to be approached. There's just a few things you have to take into consideration about this. Number one is they want to be approached by men they find attractive, right? And I think you went on in some of your videos and you did talk about how attraction matters, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, right? And I say it all the time, that attraction matters. And that's what a lot of women want. Women just want men who they find attractive to approach them. Now, there's also women who want men to approach them whether they find them attractive or not, because they really do want that validation, right? That's why there is a lot of women who go, oh, I want you to approach me, just because they're just, whether they like you or not, or want you to or not, from an attractive standpoint, they just want the validation. They want people to hit on. It's that free, feel good juice, as you can say. You know, it feels good. You know, when someone hits on you, even though you know you're not attracted to them, the fact that someone hit on you will make you feel good, right? There you go. That's pretty much what it comes down to. But no, women 100% want men to approach. I mean, STD rates are sky high. So I mean, people, yeah.
How often do you get approached every week?
I do not know. I don't really keep track.
You get approached like every day?
Most days, yes.
How many times? Like 2 to 3 times a day, I think?
I guess. Yeah, I guess you could say that. Yeah.
All right, and out of those, like, let's say 15 to 20 approaches, how many guys do you reject out of them?
Majority. Just because sometimes I lie and I say, oh, I have a boyfriend, just because I don't like to hurt their feelings. I just like to keep it short. Oh, sorry, I can't. I do. I lie sometimes. Most of the time, actually.
So is saying I have a boyfriend the main way to reject a guy?
For me, it is. I don't know about every other girl. I don't know what they say, but I think sometimes I would say 90% of the time it works, but then there's that 10% where they don't care.
Have you ever rejected a guy for no, like, real reason, and then you kind of wanted him to keep trying?
No.
So when you say no, it means no?
No. Yes.
But doesn't persistence beat resistance?
Yes. Think
so?
I think so, yeah.
So would you want him to keep trying if he was Big Daddy?
I mean, I don't know. I have no.
What happened to men approaching women? What happened to that? I should cancel my gym membership because I'm not really going that often anymore. However, there's a lot of beautiful men at my gym. Haven't talked to any of them once, but like, I could, like, I might. So I just keep holding on. So I just keep paying the monthly fee, and I go like once, maybe twice a week, and like kind of look around, and like, I feel like sometimes men are like, well, girls don't want to be approached in the gym. Approach me at the gym. Approach me at the gym. If you are not a psychopath, 6'1", dark hair, British accent, approach me at the gym.
I had a man ask me out in the wild about a week and a half ago, and it was really not expected. I was just chatting with him. We had a lot in common. We were just chatting away about nothing and everything, and didn't expect him to nothing. There was not even the hint that I thought there was any flirting or anything. There wasn't really. We were just very similar in that we like to get to know people and chat, and so that's what we were doing. And then towards the end, he just kind of looked at me and said, we should go do something sometime. And it kind of threw me off for a second, but not enough to, I immediately was having such a great conversation that I just said, yeah, sure. No doubts in my mind that, yeah, I enjoy talking with this person, so why wouldn't I do that? So that was a week and a half ago, and I was gone last weekend, but so we just had our date tonight, and we just went to dinner. And then we went to one of the smaller casinos where I live and watched live music. There was somebody having a birthday party, so they were giving us all this food and cake. And then we went and played pool. Then we danced and just sat and talked. And it was it surprised me because it was so spontaneous and so randomly weird. And I even told the man tonight. I said, I am really, I don't know if proud is the right word, but it was so brave of him to just randomly have the guts to ask someone out just like that. I don't have the guts for that. So I just said, hey, thank you for doing that. That's my thing. I don't want to go on dating sites. I don't even really care to date much. If I get to know someone first and I'm friends with them, that's more of what I'm looking for. And I didn't know this man before, but we did get along talking. And for him to just do that out of the blue was surprising, but really a good surprise. And we had a good date. I don't know what'll happen. I don't really care. I care, but I'm also I just maybe feel like I restored my faith in thinking that maybe people have the guts and I will meet someone out just randomly because I won't find them anywhere else and they're not coming to my door. And I don't feel like I need to or want to. I'm perfectly happy not having anyone. Would I like to? Yeah. But I'm also not gonna hurry and find someone because I'm lonely or anything, because I'm perfectly happy in my life. But if someone comes into it that's fits my life and I fit theirs, that's what I'm looking for. And this was just an easy date. Like, we are kind of similar, and just like, we both like to talk, and I love a person that will talk. Like, I love it. But I also love that he asked questions and he listened too. So there's that side of it. So anyway, it was very spontaneous in its own way. Spontaneous in that you don't, like, out in the wild, people don't do that. People are scared to ask people out. I mean, it is a scary world. So I give him props for doing that. And I told him that. I was like, hey, thank you for doing that. That was really great that you had the guts to do that. And he said, he's a little bit older than me, but he said, I've missed a lot of opportunities in my life. And as I get older, I just decided that, what does it matter if someone says no, And so he said, I just decided that I wanted to get to know you better. And so I decided to ask. And I was like, wow, you weren't even nervous? He goes, no, because it was so easy talking to you. So, and I felt the same way with him. So, we'll see. It was just a really good date. And it just was, not that I don't care where it goes, but it was more of like, I'm just really, I put myself out there again. And it was okay, and it wasn't stressful, and it wasn't didn't feel like an interview, which is what I hate about first dates and not knowing someone. That's why I'd love to get to know someone as a friend first and then have it develop. Anyway, y'all, there are men that'll just ask you out, so just be happy and friendly.
Somebody in the comments said the bottom line is, sounds like he had a nice time and he was a gentleman. A lot to be said for just being genuine. That's it. just be genuine. Just be real. There's not a lot else that you have to do. That's the bottom line. A lot of times, modern women and men sometimes make it too difficult. It's not supposed to be that difficult at all. We don't have to like each other. We might end up not liking each other, but we're just trying to see. I'm just trying to come over here, say hello, shake your hand. If you're interested in that, say you're interested. Yeah, sure, you can have my number. Yeah, well, I usually give out my Instagram first. But, if everything goes right, then I don't mind giving you my number. How does that sound? We're working through solutions. You're getting an early look at how you're going to be communicating, how you're going to be compromising and problem solving in the marriage. You have to do that same thing. You're going to have to carry on. Well, I can't pick the kids up at 3 because I got to work. Okay, well, here's what I can do. I can get off at 2:30, be there at 3. What time do you get up? Well, I'm usually walking out the door at around 3:45. Okay, so I can drop the kids off to you. You can take the kids home, start dinner. I'm going to work for a few more hours. Then I'll come home and give them a bath after dinner. And you go and work out and do whatever it is that you do, shower. And then I work out, I shower. And then we come back together. If we need to do work, watch TV, hang out with each other. It's just communication throughout the day. Checking in, making sure who's doing what. But it all started with a simple interaction.
So women want to be approached more and pursued more, at least for what I see in my personal experience in my relationships with women and what I hear. And then I also conducted some informal survey data of 13,000 women in the US and the UK. 97% said they would rather meet their partner in person than online. And 95% said they wish they were approached more often by men in real life. 95% of anything is crazy.
The saga continues because here's an update to my Hinge problems. I decided to go do my own investigative research because I've never really looked closely at the paid services. I've just been using my free services and not having a good time. So I decided to go look at the paid services. And did you know that there were 2 tiers of subscription models to the paid services? Not just 1, 2. So not only is that already bonkers to me for like a dating app, but then when you look at the prices and stuff, it gets even crazier. So first, look at this one. This is like the regular Hinge Plus, I think is what it was called. I can't remember. This is the price points, and they're all like per week. And so they're trying to tell you that you're saving money if you pay per week. But that's
That's a lot of money to pay over the course of a month. Not even my gym membership, I think, is that much. And then if you look down here, 3 months for $65 to find somebody, because we're that lonely that we'll pay $65 for 3 months. That's crazy. But then it gets even cuter and even quirkier because we get to Hinge X, which is the golden tier, the best tier you can get. And you're paying $777 a week. That was hard to say, sorry. Or you can pay like $583 a week. They have all these different plans to make you save. But for 3 months, it's $100. Who is gonna pay $100 just to even find dates? Not to mention, I feel bad for guys a little bit on these apps, because if they're paying that much and then they take these girls out and have to pay for them on the date, and then the date doesn't work out and whatever, that's a lot of money just because Hinge decides to take advantage of people. And do you remember that cute little lawsuit that Hinge is going through for basically like manufacturing their algorithm so that it keeps us on the app? And how I was like, hey, maybe they're withholding likes. They are. The theories, they're all correct. It wasn't my theory originally, it was somebody else's. But still, look at this. They outed themselves. Get seen sooner and go on 3 times as many dates. They're saying that we aren't showing you to people, and you're not going to get to go on as many dates with the people that you want or as many matches unless you pay for this. And then look at this. Again, this is kind of reiterating what I just said, but skip the line. Get recommended to matches sooner. So they're saying we're not putting you out there for people to see. We're withholding you unless you pay. They are literally telling us that they're doing that. That is so gross and schemy. I don't like that at all. And it makes me really sad because I have a friend who matched with her current boyfriend of several years now on Hinge, and she had really, really good success. Now, again, that was a few years ago when they first met, and she told me to use Hinge. But it's just so sad that it went downhill like this so fast. If any of you know of any non-scammy dating sites, that would be awesome, because I am struggling in the wild. And so I have to resort to apps, which I wish I never had to do. But alas, this is where we're at. I'm actually really excited that you asked this question because I want to answer it for kind of everybody involved. That includes me, that includes men, women. So I am going to speak a little for the masses here. And, you know, if there's other people watching this, feel free to chime in what you would like to add. But I'll just say what I know and what I've seen. I've actually seen this question asked a lot, and typically what I see is men getting upset because women will say that they are creepy or harassing, and so that's why they don't want to ask women out. But the problem is they think that being respectful is asking one time, and then when the woman says no, maybe asking again, and the woman says no, and they ask again. Or they make some comment about like, well, why can't you just like me? You know, look at me. Like, I'm worth dating, those kinds of things. And yes, at that point, that's considered harassment. But if the guys just asked and the woman said no, and they said, okay, cool, have a nice day, I don't think there would be a problem. And I really do think more women would be inclined to want to be asked out. There's actually a lot of women that I've seen say that they wish they were asked out more. They hate the fact that they have to resort to dating apps, and this includes myself. But because we don't get asked out in person, we're kind of stuck looking elsewhere. It would be really nice to be asked out more, but I think time and place is really essential in this. For instance, if you notice that a woman is at the gym and she's got her headphones on and she just seems really busy, or even if she's at like the grocery store and she's running around frantically and she just looks like she's got places to be, that's not the time to ask her out, even if you think she's pretty. I think it's just good luck, go to the next one. However, if she's just sitting there hanging out, if she's looking around at a bookstore or just lingering in the grocery aisles, I don't think it's a bad idea to go up and approach her. In fact, I would be so flattered if more people did it, and I kind of wish they did. I think dating apps have really ruined the ability to be able to go up to somebody and just say you like them, say they're pretty, say that you want to go out with them. I wish more people did it.
I wish you luck, and I hope you're able to find somebody out in the wild.
So I feel like you guys don't want to believe what men are actually saying. One guy here says all of this. He's basically agreeing with her. He says, I've approached women in public, chatted for 5 to 10 minutes for a vibe check, and asked them out and been rejected and had 0 issues. They say no, I move on, which is fantastic. But you've been there too long for some of these women. This is what men are saying. For some of these ladies, you've been there for too long. 10 minutes is way too long. And you're about to get a TikTok video made about you, about how you couldn't take the hint. I was giving him a hint even before he walked over there. And he still came. Women, girl. And then this guy says, to be clear, there are women, tons of them, who are saying being approached at all is bad. It don't matter where you approach me. It's bad. Don't do it. Then some try listing bad places, the store or the gym. Then someone else list those as good places. So basically what he's saying is, don't approach me ever. And then a woman comes back and says, don't ever approach me in the gym. Don't ever approach me at church. Don't ever approach me here. But then a woman comes back and says, well, yeah, absolutely approach me at the gym. Absolutely approach me in church. Absolutely approach me at the gas station. It gets confusing. And this is why men check out of a lot of things. She responded and says, while I want to believe this, about to downplay it, I've never seen or heard of it, only from women being harassed because the man couldn't take no for an answer. I'm not saying you don't see it. I just have it on my side. Well, that's what it is. That's exactly what it is. Y'all don't really be recognizing anything other than what's going on in your own world. And when a man is telling you, look at the broader picture of what's happening. A woman says, don't approach. Another woman says, absolutely approach. A woman says, this is how you approach me, or this is how you approach women. You say hello, you compliment her blazer or whatever she's wearing, not her physique or the way she looks. He goes and does that. A woman gets on there and complains and says, why didn't he say that I look good? He complimented my clothes. He complimented my shoes. Why didn't he say anything about me looking good? It gets to a point to where men are just like, they don't know what they want. They can't make up their minds. I'm out.
And do women want to be approached by men?
We want to be approached, we don't want to be creeped on. We want to be approached, and if it's receptive, then you continue it. Like, if you get the eye contact back, then you go ahead with it. But if you're getting, like, a dirty look, then don't keep going. That's creepy.
You know what's funny, guys, is that everyone thinks that that I get flirted with a lot, or people come up to me a lot, ask for my number. Like, people are, when you go, how many guys ask you? None. Guys don't come up to me. I don't know if it's because I just look good online. Like, maybe I'm a catfish. Like, maybe the camera angle just makes me look good. I don't know. But, yeah, people don't come up to me. Men do not approach me, ever. People don't approach me. I also have a RBF, but, yeah, people don't approach me. So, no, I don't get hit on a lot, actually.
So I recently posted a story about a woman who made the first move, and it ultimately led to her finding her husband. And someone left this comment that I think makes for a really interesting conversation that we need to have as a society. He said, more women should do that. In our current culture, it's super hard for men to cold approach women. A dude in my old gym attempted to talk to a girl. She reported him to the manager. Guy was a sweetheart, was so embarrassed he changed gyms. A couple weeks later, this creep approaches her. They start dating. Confusing times. So I have been hearing from a lot of men recently that they don't feel comfortable approaching women anymore. And my gut instinct is to be like, well, that's BS. Like, you're a guy, go up to a woman. That's your job. But a lot of men are saying, and we have to listen to what people are saying. They feel ever since the Me Too movement, which obviously was very necessary to have happened, but they feel that ever since the Me Too movement, they are scared to approach women. They are scared to make the first move because of reasons like this. They don't want to be seen as a creep or be accused of harassment. So they would rather just not approach a woman at all. And while I hate the idea of women being the first move and that being the norm, we do kind of have this sensitive culture right now in the dating world. And I think if a woman is out and she sees a guy that she's interested in, she should just go up to him. And honestly, sometimes the shy guys or the guys that are a little bit more timid are the good guys. Like, I think it's the charming ones that you have to look out for a little more. Like, it's the dudes that know all the right things to say and do that have too much practice and are a little too good at it, if you know what I mean. So I do think we have this we're in this weird time right now where women should give themselves a little bit more permission to approach guys when they're out. But that's just a hot take. Let me know what you guys think in the comments, because I do think it's a really interesting topic to discuss.
I just saw a guy stitch a girl's video where she was saying that men never come up to women these days, and then he stitched it saying, first you guys say that men come up to you too much, and then you guys say they don't come up to you enough. Which is it? And I think that's such a fair question. So I wanted to shed some light on what I think a man should do when approaching a woman. First things first, I do think a man should approach a woman first. But before he does that, he needs to take a step back and be realistic with himself and say, does this physically make sense? Are we at the same level of physical attractiveness? If the answer to that is yes, then I think you can test the waters, maybe make eye contact with her, see if she holds eye contact with you. If she does, then that means she's probably interested, and you can go over to her and start a conversation. For God's sake, please stop letting the first thing that flies out of your mouth be, do you have a boyfriend? Because just because we don't have a boyfriend does not mean we're available or interested at all. Instead, start a conversation with substance. Like, let's say you meet her at the grocery store. Ask her about one of the items she's buying. Ask her what she's going to make with it. If she's receptive and asks you questions back and answers your question, she's more than likely interested, and then you can move on to the next step. But if she's kind of like, oh yeah, I just make this, and then turns around, she's not interested, and you can just walk away and say have a good day, and that's it. Also, you don't need to go up to a girl and say, oh my God, I think you're so beautiful, because if you're approaching her, it's a given what you think about her physical appearance. Promise you, starting a conversation with substance will get you so much further. And if the conversation goes good, be like, hey, I gotta run, but I really enjoyed talking to you. Did you want to exchange information so we can maybe talk about other things? And then she will probably give you her number, and then you'll fall in love. But if you guys haven't figured it out already, the catcalling when girls walk by, the hey baby, you look good, or damn, or whatever, it's never gonna work, and you just look like a loser, and it makes women hate men. Stop honking at girls when we're walking on the street. Just stop.
Once again, short-sighted. She talked about don't come up to her saying that she's beautiful, because that's a given. Why not? It's the same thing as saying, hello, how are you? Hey, I thought you were really pretty. This is why men... Just take the compliment. Just be quiet and take the compliment. There was no reason to even say that. Number one. Number two, he's asking if you have a boyfriend or if you're single, because if you're single and you have a boyfriend, then I'll leave you alone. We don't even have to do a vibe check or anything. I'm not going to say anything to you because you already have a boyfriend. Number two. Number three, a guy in the comments said physical attractiveness. Have you not noticed that every woman thinks she's a 10 out of 10? Because we have. This is what I'm saying. You might think that you're a 10 out of 10. Does this physically make sense? Yes. If I actually look at it and think about it, then yes, it does. You're not that cute. Just because you have tons and tons of makeup on doesn't mean that you're out of my league. That's what a lot of modern women get wrong. They think they're more than what they actually are. Before you look at a guy that you like, have you stopped to assess, is my humbleness level there? Do I need to be a little bit more meek in spirit, in tone? Y'all don't even be that cute. Not cute enough to be talking like you're talking right now.
My theory on men liking approachable women by appearance continues. This is the saga of when I look not 100% is when I get hit on the most. This is what I'm wearing to the airport. Okay? Very simple. Nothing crazy. I have had one man propose to me, and yes, propose in front of 100 other people in line. I had another man try talking to me, asking where I live and how is it on that side of the world. Not trying to make small talk because we're in line, but because he was genuinely interested, because he kept turning around and kept looking at me up and down. Not sure if he was waiting for me to be like, yeah, like, here's my number or something. No. And right now, one of the golf people that drive through the airport almost like hit a wall and was like, God damn, again, boobs aren't showing, body's not showing. I am in lazy clothes, and yet I'm getting hit on or approached more often than not. I also had one of the airport people like talk to me. I like these. I need one of those. But yeah, so I don't know what it is, but there is a study that says that men like to approach women that look low maintenance or not as high maintenance. I feel like if I was in heels and a dress, I wouldn't be talked to as much. But anyways, let me show you what Miami Airport looks like right now. Okay, now I had someone behind me go, Dios mío, qué cosa linda, which basically in English means Spanish, but in English that means, good God, what a pretty thing.
But 100% to you is you getting all dolled up. Men have told you over this. Y'all don't listen. Y'all only hear what you want to hear. You take what a man says and you twist it and warp it into something that was never even that. Oh, well, I'm laid back, I'm chill, and I keep on getting hit on, and I'm not 100%. To a man, you're exactly what you need to be. You're exactly what you need to be. Y'all don't understand. Well, why I dressed up and why come men want to approach me? Because I don't want that. I don't necessarily care for that version. I don't care for that version of who you are. That's why when you're a little bit more relaxed, oh, okay, well, she's not all uptight. Maybe she is kind of cool. Maybe she is somebody I could hang out with. It's not that hard.